What it do? Welcome back to the channel. I want to touch on an issue going back to the BMF story that we've been talking about. Now, in regards to people who've been following the story, I'm really not going to bring you all the way up to speed, but if anybody who's already aware of the story, if you know who Tammy Cowens is, you know who Dion Cuffy Gatlin is, then you should be aware that there was an affidavit that Tammy Cowens was a part of with St. Louis DEA that they took to a St. Louis, Missouri district judge to get a Title III warrant to tap Dion Cuffy Gatlin's phone, okay? In that original affidavit, there was the name Demetrius Flannery, which is Big Meech. There was the name Fidel Suarez, which was let's just call him a Mexican-American drug trafficker. And there was another person by the name of Dion Cuffy Gatlin. Shout out to St. Louis. Now, one of the biggest things that comes with this third-party cooperation discussion is, did Meech do it? Personally, I believe that Meech and Tammy attempted to do a third-party cooperation. But everybody keep acting like it's some big, mega bomb-dropping information when they say that, oh, Meech's name was in the affidavit, yet he was never indicted. How did this happen? How did this happen? Now, I have no answer for how did it happen. I have no answer for why the U.S. attorney from Atlanta nor St. Louis picked up Meech on either of the conspiracies when Tammy evidently gave information that connected Demetrius to drug dealing activity in prison before the affidavit was placed in court to get the warrant for the wiretap on Cuffy's phone. You follow me? So now after that was done, because within the information in the court dockets for Cuffy's paperwork, there was a call on August 5th, 2012. But let me get to the person I want to talk about real quick right now. This guy by the name of Daniel Corral, Corral. Now, let me tell you right here, I got the paperwork right here on my iPad. Now, let me tell you who Daniel Corral is, okay? Daniel Corral has a case out of the Eastern District of Michigan. Daniel Corral was indicted in both the Central District of California and the Eastern District of Michigan for conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance. Corral argues that both indictments were returned because of his role in an ongoing drug conspiracy called the Black Mafia Family, BMF, resulting in the indictment of BMF members across the United States. On November 1st, 2007, Corral was indicted in California for conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance in violation of 21 U.S.C. 846, okay? A superseding indictment was returned on June 18, 2008. Remember, Meech is still at the St. Clair County Jail at the time, 2008. But Corral's charges remain the same. The indictment charged that beginning on an unknown date and continuing to on or about November 1st, 2007. Remember, Meech got locked up in 2005. In Los Angeles County and elsewhere, Corral, his co-defendants, and others, known and unknown to the grand jury, conspired to distribute cocaine amounts of cocaine, conspired to distribute certain amounts of cocaine, crack cocaine, heroin, phencyclidine, and marijuana. The California indictment alleged overt acts performed by the co-defendant starting in February of 2007. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. This said that they alleged that some of the conspiracy acts performed by the co-defendants starting in 2007. Meech was locked up. According to the indictment, co-defendant Ralph Sims purchased cocaine from Corral. The indictment charged that on July 23rd, 2007, Meech is locked up. Using coded language in a telephone conversation, Sims told co-defendant Demond Lee that he had given Corral money to purchase cocaine, and that on August 6, 2007, again, using code and language in a telephone conversation, Corral told Sims about money he owed cocaine suppliers for a stolen shipment of cocaine. On April 9th, 2008, Corral was indicted in Michigan for 1 count of conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance, specifically 5 kilograms or more of cocaine in violation of 21 U.S.C. 846 and other codes, and for 1 count of conspiracy to launder monetary instruments. A superseding indictment was returned on November 14th, 2008, but Corral's charges remained the same, all right? Remember, 2008, Meech was still at the St. Clair County Jail going through his plea negotiations and all those things that came with that. As for the first count of conspiracy to distribute cocaine, the Michigan indictment alleged that from on or about January 1, 1990, through the time of the indictment, Corral, his co-defendants, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, including Terry Lee Flannery and Demetrius Edward Flannery, the alleged leaders of the BMF conspiracy, conspired to distribute cocaine. The indictment charged that the Flannerys established a drug conspiracy for the purpose of buying and selling cocaine in the Detroit metropolitan area, and then extended it, the whole organization, to other areas of the United States, including Los Angeles, California. The Flannerys then began to refer to the entity as the BMF, or BMF for short, between 2001 and 2003. According to this indictment for Corral, Corral and certain other co-defendants would facilitate the conspiracy by transporting and or distributing cocaine, loading and unloading cocaine, counting drug-related currency, processing cocaine, and brokering cocaine transactions. And the second count for the conspiracy to launder money, and the second count for the conspiracy to launder monetary instruments, the Michigan indictment alleged that from on or about January 1990 through the time of the indictment, Corral, his co-defendants, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, including the Flannerys, conducted financial transactions involving the proceeds from the unlawful activities of the first count for the purpose of carrying on the conspiracy to distribute cocaine. Pleas and sentencing. In November of 2008, Corral agreed to plead guilty in Michigan to both conspiracy to distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine and conspiracy to launder monetary instruments. In exchange for his cooperation, this Corral dude, in November of 2008, Corral agreed to plead guilty in Michigan to both conspiracy to distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine and conspiracy to launder monetary instruments. In exchange for his cooperation in the investigation and prosecution of others involved in the BMF conspiracy, the government agreed to seek a downward departure from the guidelines imprisonment range of 262 months to 327 months, all the way down to 130 months to 163 months. My point of this video is how is the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Michigan prosecuting a case that has Demetrius Flannery as a co-defendant. Has Demetrius Flannery as a co-defendant on an ongoing drug conspiracy while in plea negotiations for the other case. Now, I just read to you that they had transactions that they allege occurred in 2007 and 2008. My question to anybody got any common sense is, how does Meech's name come up in Cuffy paperwork over and over again, come up in this dude Daniel Corral's paperwork over and over again while he's still in prison, and the DEA from California to Michigan to Georgia don't bother him? The U.S. attorney don't even file nothing on him. Y'all think he bulletproof? Why is he so favored by the U.S. attorney's office? Please let me know. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get to the bottom of this And we need to understand and figure out, if we really into figuring out what went on with all this BMF stuff and how they so intertwined with informants, who is Daniel Corral? Why is he a co-defendant of Meech in drug transactions that occurred after 2005? Think about it, man. Free the men.